Presenting the MYK Laticrete Internal Floor Installation System. Preparation of screed using Laticrete 100. First, check if all the necessary tools are available at site to make the screed. Clean the base concrete free of dust, dirt, debris oil, grease, curing agents and loose particles, etc. Make pegs based on the marking of the finished floor level as required at the site. Make the pegs in a grid pattern to cover the entire floor area. The concrete base is then dampened with water sufficiently, so as to bring it to SSD condition. Prepare a slurry of Laticrete 100 mixed with water. To make a primer bond coat for the screed. Pour the primer coat on the clean surface. Ensure to cover the entire surface with the primer using a brush or a broom. Mix Laticrete 100 with sand in the required proportion in its dry form. Once a uniform mix is achieved, add the required amount of potable clean water and mix thoroughly. Check the consistency of the mix by making a ball of the screed material which should not break when agitated. Check to ensure the primer is still tacky and fresh. Place the mixed screed material on the wet primed surface and compact it using a trowel. Use a straight edge to adjust the screed to a real smooth finish and match the levels marked with pegs. Screed made with Laticrete 100 does not require water curing. Screeding with MYK Laticrete's Laticrete 100 is now complete. Leave the finished screed for at least 72 hours before fixing tiles or stones. Fixing tiles with Laticrete 252 AG Silver Thin Set Adhesive. First, check if all the necessary tools are available at site for tile fixing. Ensure that the surface is clean and free from impurities like dust, dirt, debris, oil, grease, curing agents, loose plaster, etc. Dampen the surface with water to bring the surface to SSD condition. Clean the back surface of tiles using a wet sponge to remove dust or wax. Do not soak in water. Take clean potable water in a mixing bowl and add Laticrete 252 to the water. Always add the powder to water. Mix the adhesive with a mixing machine that has a paddle arrangement. Mix till you get a creamy and consistent adhesive mix. Do not overmix. Allow the adhesive to slake for 5 to 10 minutes before remixing and using. Take the mixed adhesive on the flat side of a notch trowel and firmly key it into the screed surface. Using the notch side of the trowel, notch the adhesive to get even notch marks. Apply a thin layer of adhesive on the back side of the tile to ensure proper coverage without air pockets. Back buttering is recommended for tiles above 1 feet by 1 feet size. Lift one tile for every 50 square feet to check the coverage of adhesive. Place the tile on the surface and beat it with a rubber mallet to ensure good adhesion. Place spacers to create the required grout joint. Clean the tile surface with a wet sponge as work progresses. When the tiles have been set firm, remove the spacers. Tiling with MYK Laticrete's tile adhesive is now complete. Do not allow traffic for 48 hours on the tiled surface. Grout application using Latipoxy SP100 stain-free grout for floors and walls. Check if all the necessary tools are available at site for grouting. Clean the joints of tiles with a blower to remove all debris and loose particles from the tile joints. Clean the joints and tiles with a wet sponge to remove fine dust and make the joints ready for grouting. Latepoxy SP100 has three components. Part A hardener, Part B resin and Part C filler powder. With the color of your choice, pour the contents of Part A and then Part B entirely into a clean bucket or a mixing bowl. Mix thoroughly to get uniform color. Add the Part C color filler powder to the mixed liquid. About 3/4 of the packet can be used at first. Mix thoroughly. Check the mix for any air bubbles which indicate need of filler powder addition. Add the remaining filler powder and mix to desired consistency. Pack the joints completely using a rubber float. Remove excess grout by running the float at 45 degrees to the grout lines. Wait for 45 minutes before the first cleaning. Use the scrubber dipped in clean water to remove the excess epoxy grout by moving the wet scrubber in circular motion on the joints. To clean any remaining haze, wipe the tile with a white wet cloth or towel, pulling it diagonally to the grout joint lines. Do not allow traffic for 24 hours. After 24 hours, clean the tile surface with soap water. Grouting with Latepoxy SP100 is now complete. The grout becomes chemical and stain resistant within 7 days. The MYK Laticrete internal floor installation system is now complete. MYK Laticrete.